Hey patrons, how are you? I hope you guys are doing fabulous. So, a lot of interesting energies that are going on right now. So we're gonna just check in and see what the weekly energy is. Thank you so much for supporting me here. I greatly appreciate it. So I do have a page of a Knight of Cups coming through here. A Knight of Cups is coming through, but it was in the reverse. Let me see what's coming in for the week, okay? Let me see what's coming in for the week. Sending out anything that's not of the light is not welcome here. Let's see what's coming in for the week. So we have Devil reverse coming through. I am seeing something with children and trafficking coming through. Little kids, specifically blonde hair, blue eye kids, which I had seen in my dream state back in like 2021, 2022. There's like a vid I'm trying to get up on YouTube, but like I'm blocked from getting it up. Like it's like not the right timing or something like that, like a 10 of Wands. But it's like we're missing pieces of the story. Like we don't have the full story. Like we have to get the story out. I think that my video is kind of like some of the missing pieces that we don't like have and didn't understand when it was happening. Getting chills on that. So I think I have to just face my fear and get through it. We have the World reversed coming through. So I feel like there's Taurus energy around the World reversed. Taurus energies coming through. With a 7 of Wands, that's the energy coming through, like a defense position where we have to defend our position in some way. Defending our position in some way. All right, so here's a message coming in, is that like a lot of people might not know what you've been through, okay? People might not have like the full story. That's kind of the energy. It's like they're not getting like the full story. And for whatever reason, the story didn't get out the way it was supposed to. Maybe we were scared, maybe we were afraid, maybe we felt like we couldn't tell our story because we would lose money, jobs, whatever that is. It's something like that that's coming in where we have to get the story, the full story out. And it's a 7 of Wands, so it could be in a place where you have to kind of like a position where you might have to defend yourself in some way. So that's the energy for this week, okay? It's like a defending your position. It's also coming in around show business, the spotlight. It was not told. The story was never told, okay? It's an untold story, so it never made it out to the media. It could have been paid off. I'm getting chills on that. These are paid off stories. They got shut down. The stories got shut down, okay? They shut the media down so that the truth didn't get out, okay? And I'm feeling it's a lot of stories, okay? It could be like 8 stories or 8 different stories, like big stories that got shut down, paid off, bought out, kind of a thing. And the thing is that these stories would have ushered in maybe a new beginning in some way. I'm also feeling a key, like a key. They're a key to something really big. So there's a reason the money went out to shut the stories down, okay? It's like a really big, these are big stories. Like they're missing keys to things that people don't know about. I have felt that for myself. I have felt, because I was reading on everything so much on my channel, and I had so many people around me, I had so many intelligence officers around me, I had so many probably spies, I had probably agents. I know I did, because I had clients come through. But like I had so many people around me, I was like, I'm pretty sure that I was tied to something pretty big. But it's one of those things where it's like people don't, a lot of people might not know that chapter in my life. They don't know what I was around. But I had people that knew people, you know? Like I had a lot of people that knew a lot of the people in the spotlight, that kind of a thing. They were like around, I feel like they were around me. Getting the music industry tied into that as well. For some reason. So yeah, I think it's like, it's one of those things where it's like you just don't realize what you were maybe even tied to or connected to in some way, and like the truth, it hasn't like come out just yet. But stuff is starting to come out about Trump, I mean, with Epstein, but there's been such a denial of that on Instagram. How many paid off Instagram influencers were there that said that he had no connection to Epstein when you see him on a B-roll dancing with Jeffrey Epstein, like at a freaking event? It's like, come on, guys. Like, he's dancing with him, but it always went back to the Clintons. The interesting thing about the Clintons, I don't think a lot of people know, is that he has a hand-painted piece of art of Bill, okay? And I think I don't know if he's naked or something, but he has like a painted piece of artwork, or he had a piece of artwork at his house, I believe on Epstein Island. And it was like this, like, it was basically like, I got you, Bill. Like, he like went out of his way to almost like set him up in a way. And that's who they are. That's exactly who they are. I feel like it's like they go after them to set them up. And that was part of it. Now, what really put a lot of missing pieces together for me with Jeffrey Epstein was Ryan Garcia. And if you guys are not familiar with Ryan Garcia, he's a young dude, okay? He's a boxer. But when he came forward about Epstein and Bohemian Grove, and was kind of like, he put it very candidly what they do, okay? And that their crimes are what keeps them bonded together. And the amount of crimes and the sex crimes and the children crimes, he's the one that really outed it. And like, he just got, he's been through the ringer because he did this, okay? Because he came out and did this, okay? He has gone through a very similar experience that I have gone through. It's like in a different way though, because of his following is massive, and he has obviously a lot of money and things like that. But I went through it in a different way, my targeting, but very similar targeting. Now it says that he's been ousted from the national boxing. I don't remember what it was. Something just broke that he's not allowed, and I know he tested for something recently, but they've been going after him. They're going after him the same way they've been going after me. People are like, why don't you get a job, Amy? Or why don't you do this? Or why don't you do that? Like, because it's by design that you can't do those things. Like, it's like they're targeting you. There's money, there's contracts on you. It's a whole other ball game when you're targeted. You have contracts on you, okay? You know, for people in my position, it's like, oh, go get help. Go to a women's shelter. One, you don't want to endanger people in a women's shelter because I have a freaking technology on my head. Two, what you would do in my position, you report it. You report it to Homeland Security. That's what you freaking do. That's what I've been doing. You get it out. You write congressmen. You try to get out the information. That's all you can do. You know, I created a video diary on my YouTube channel to protect myself. I do anything I can to get my story out there in the way it needs to get out there so that there is physical proof of the story. You know what I mean? Like, you do what you can to get it out there. I am being watched, monitored, you know, I have all this stuff going on with me. It's a whole different ball game, but I'm watching it going on with him now, Ryan, because of everything he went through. And that's how they work. But you know what? The people like me and Ryan right now, the starseeds who are here to change the game, okay, to rise and to move us out of this, which is, it's all the 80s babies, it's the 90s babies, okay? That's what they're here for. They're part of the freaking cleanup, okay? We're here for the cleanup. It's like they're all here outing and exposing all of these freaking crimes, okay? They're gonna be the ones that out it and clean it up. And even though it feels like it's daunting and it's exhausting and we don't have anything, like, we might not even feel like there are people really on our side half the time, that's all by design, because they're in our contracts, they're in our sacred contracts, isolating us, alienating us, making us feel alone, making us feel unsupported. But we're all here together doing the same freaking thing. We're all here. And even though, like I said, it might feel like we're going through the ringer because of what's happening or showing up in the physical world, it's like this is, he's helped to expose it in a way that it had to happen. Like, it had to happen the way he exposed it. Like, we needed that voice. Like, we needed a voice in his generation to expose it, not an older generation, you know, not in Trumpy Dump's generation. We needed it in his generation. We needed it in the 20s, okay? So it's like his voice was really important. And I hope to God my voice would be important as well. I'm not reaching the audiences that I need to reach, but I hope to God my voice is just as important, or will become important, you know, in terms of outing the technology and the trafficking and how they target you, and what I have been through globally with these psychopaths, and just how I've been in the battle for my life. So, you know, right now I think it's just us having to defend ourselves, I guess, in some way, so that we come out of this illusion. Right now we have the illusion, we're coming out of the illusion, the darkness, we're coming out of the moon. So it might come in that we have to defend ourselves in some way, but it doesn't feel like it's a big deal. Like, it's like we're like ready for it. It doesn't feel like defending ourselves is like, it's like, no, we're ready for it. We're here, like we're ready to go. Like, we are very prepared. We are ready for our position. We are ready to show up as leaders. We are ready to defend ourselves and to get the truth out and to tell our story. Now, with that in mind, I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking, why isn't she talking about what happened with Trump? I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to give him one more minute of attention. Okay, what has happened with him is a disgrace to our country, to the world, and however they're gonna pay off the media to spin this shit, I already felt they were spinning it by the AM, and everything with him is an illusion, and it's a delusion, and it's all a freaking choreographed reality show, and everybody has to remember that about him. Everyone has to remember who he is at the end of the day, and we can't be duped by those energies and get sucked back in to his freaking playground, okay? At the end of the day, what he has done is so disgusting to our country. What he has done to our soil, he infiltrated it with Putin. He infiltrated the United States of America with Putin, with Russia, and he also did it with Saudi Arabia, okay, through the technologies. He worked with them later on with Jared, and that's part of a whole other networking, okay, of them with the DNA and everything. And he is an enemy of the country, of the world. If I were Joe Biden, I would have never stood up and said anything about what happened to Trump. He weaponized our country. He turned us into the freaking Middle East. He probably got paid off by the NRA. Okay, I believe he's part of the Parkland shooting in Florida. That was how they infiltrated Florida. I believe that he is part of creating terrorism on our soil. He is connected to all the fires, the fucking bridges, the freaking railroads, okay, all the freaking trains, the fucking Blackhawks. He infiltrated our military. He is as evil as it gets. He infiltrated our media. There is nothing I will say about that man other than I want him to disappear. I want all of his media contracts destroyed. I don't want anyone to cover any more stories about him. I want him removed. And if somebody finally got the freaking truth about him, because I feel like the Trumpers they're going to be waking up. I talked to one of my cousins who was a diehard Trumper, and I saw the light bulb go off in her when I started to explain everything, especially around women, Hillary and Roe versus Wade. She was like, oh my God, like just started to see like the whole plot, like, oh my God, this is about women. Like, oh my God, this is about the boys club here. World, you know, them owning the world, owning the dollar. Other things too, they've been trying to get rid of cash, you know. Think about cash. Think who operates in cash. Actually, a lot of his criminal ring operates in cash, which is ironic that they've been trying to get rid of cash. Now, Putin's been, you know, messing with gold, okay? He has been working with gold and then using that money or as an asset through African banks, okay, as a way to pay off weapons contractors. And a lot of these contractors who are hurting people who are part of his blacklists. And it's like, it's an interesting thing because you couldn't really go away with cash, but that was like the big plan of freaking Jared and all the douches, okay? They all wanted the freaking crypto to go mainstream currency. But what they're not, I think they're realizing like right now, like, oh, that's a huge misstep because how many people operate in fucking cash that are connected to them is like all their freaking criminal rings operate in fucking cash. You can't get rid of fucking cash. I think that was like an aha moment that kind of went off like the other day for them. So yeah, I think they're all gonna start to like realize just how stupid they are. I think a lot of their elitist plans are like, oh my God, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. And I think it's all like starting to just like, the truth of it is just gonna start to like hit the fan, okay? You know, Starlink, I believe, is connected to the stars, and I think it messes with the destinies. Now I'm convinced it messes with the destinies, and it causes, I think, complete chaos on Earth because of whatever this bandwidth he's creating through the skies. You know, the skies are sacred, you know? The skies are sacred. That's why, you know, we talk about the skies, you know, with the angelic realm, the fairies. They just came in and destroyed the skies. We don't even have normal clouds anymore. We don't even have normal clouds. This is the stuff that's going to start freaking shitting. Like, it's going to hit the fan who these people are. They're not going to be able to get out of it. It's all going to come to light what they did. CERN, okay? It's going to come to light what they've done. All of their dark contracts. SpaceX, it's all going to come out to light. Everything's going to come. Zuckerberg, Meta, it's all going to come out to light. His mind reading technologies. Bill Gates, the Epstein meeting, all going to come out to light. What he did for Epstein, his break-in to our military portals, okay, into our military intelligence. CIA, that was the CIA infiltration. You know, everything is going to come to light now. Everything is going to freaking come to light in terms of what he freaking did to us. He destroyed us from the inside out, which is a basic plan. That's what a general would do. Whoever his intelligence officers are, I want to know who they are. I want to know who they are, because they destroyed us from the inside out. And I want to know who he was working with. I want to know the brains behind this entire freaking, I don't know, warfare. I want to know who it is. And maybe that's coming in because I'm asking about it. Maybe that'll be coming in, the brains behind him, who was actually the brains. You know, was it a U.S. general? Was it U.S. generals? Like, was it? You know, was it McMaster? You know, was it freaking Milley? Who were the brains behind freaking Trumpy dumps infiltration into our country? I want to know who the brains were. Who was in place? Who was in place that did this? Because they knew what they were doing. Because the country didn't see it coming. And that is somebody that's a very advanced officer to intelligence team. That's a very advanced, the fact that the country didn't see it coming, and how far and how deep they got into our Pentagon, into our intelligence, without anything happening, our justice system, Justice Department, judges, and it's through the technology. It's through this technology, guaranteed. It is Havana Syndrome. That's Havana Syndrome. That's how they got in, Havana Syndrome. So it was other world powers that were working with them, and the monies that they were working with. It's not a coincidence that the Russian warships are in Cuba. You know what I mean, guys? Like, it's all connected. Havana Syndrome. Anyways, I'll leave you guys there. I'll just pull one more card, actually, just to see. One more card. Nourishing your temple is coming through. So nourishing your temple. Kind of curious to see what that is. Number 38 is coming through. Nourishing your temple. I nourish my body with healthy food, clean water, and positive self-talk. Okay, so when you take pride in how you care for your physical temple, you glow. When you nourish your body consistently, tending to it, you would tending to it as you would something sacred, others pick up on the radiant light entering or emanating from you. Okay, I can barely read this, but tune into your body and ask it what it needs. Sit down and lie. So I guess tuning into our body, nourishing ourselves, tending to it, listening to it. It might be about eating food, movement. It could be about a beauty treatment, some kind of jewelry, crystals. Let your intuition signal you on what that is, okay? So, maybe I'll figure out something with my hair. I wanted to do a blue over it, but then part of me wants it to come all the way out and then just like kind of neutralize it. I don't know. Who cares? All right. Anyway, I'm wishing you guys the best. I'm sending you guys so much love and blessings, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.